What is going on, everybody? This is another installment of the Boyz Corner on the BGN Network channel. This is the Cowboys Takeover, and I am your host, or you're one of your co-hosts, Boys for Life. And here to my left, you got my other co-host, Cowboys Corner, and our special guest, KPG. Cowboys Corner, how you doing today, man? How you doing today? Can you hear me? Can you hear me or no?
KPG?
Yo.
KPG, you there?
Yeah.
How you doing today, man? How's it going?
Good.
That's good, man. Cowboys Corner, how are you doing today after the draft has ended? How have you settled into what we've drafted over the and thought about the past 4 days already? Has it ended? 3 days? 4 days?
It's been a long time. I'm going to tell you this. The Dallas Cowboys improved the football team.
Oh, yes.
What's up, Craig English? What's up, Eshawn? We got KPG in the house. KPG, what are your thoughts, man, with this draft? And Cowboys had a lame duck free agency, and I really feel like they hit a home run with this draft. So, KPG, what was your thoughts?
I'm not as mad about Tyler Smith as I was, but I hope he develops into the good player he is. As far as the rest of the draft, I'm okay with it. I was one of those Cowboys fans that were like, why are we not getting big names? But over the past couple of days, I realized what we were doing, and I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. Boys for Life, what about you, brother? How you feeling? Everything's, the water's kind of settled. Draft picks are in. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm not quite sure what your reaction was the very first day when we picked Tyler Smith, but I guess I could say mine was like everyone else's. It was like, who did we just draft? I mean, look at the names on the board. You know, you had a Devin Lloyd out there, one of our 30 visits. I know George Karlaftis wasn't, Jermaine Johnson wasn't, but you had Devin Lloyd on there, especially when we needed linebacker help. I figured we would have gone linebacker, especially with Lloyd being one of our 30 visits. But then once I took a step back the next day after, in day 2 of the draft, and I looked at our new left tackle who's going to be playing guard, I really liked what we got in this guy. He's a big, what is he, 320 pounds, like 6'4", like 6'6". This guy is very physical, very mean, likes to play through the whistle. And judging by what we did in this draft, it isn't like what it has been in the past. And what I mean by that is I feel we got a bunch of hard hat guys, a bunch of blue collared guys that are going to come in and test our star players, and I like that.
Yeah, no, my reaction was I can't complain when Tyler Smith's name got announced, because I've been screaming for guard. If you look at the depth chart before the draft and you look at the left guard position, there was only Connor McGovern at that position. We seen Connor McGovern play left guard last year. You know, he had a couple of games he got benched. The Cowboys were willing to settle for Connor Williams, who holds and holds and holds and holds, and penalty after penalty after penalty. So when they went offensive line, I was happy. Tyler Smith, what I knew about him before his name got called was he was the most penalized player in the NCAA. And I had to go back and look at some things and then see what was the holding penalties, right? Because is it tick for tack? Is it bad calls, etc., right? Because once you look at Anthony Brown against the Raiders, when you have pass interference get called on you time and time again, it takes you a while to get back. So was confidence shaken? So I was looking at Tyler Smith, was confidence shaken? His pass blocking, when he goes to pancake, he's on the outside of the shoulder pads and he pulls him down. That's holding. Why? Because you're on the outside of the shoulder pads. You got to keep them inside and then go pancake. If they're trying to pull away, the defender's trying to pull away, get to the runner, and you're still holding them and you're pulling them back and you can see him going like this, that's holding. So a lot of that was called on Tyler Smith at Tulsa. But I think with Tyron Smith in the middle of them, to the left of him, I really think we're going to see a better Tyler Smith. His run blocking, though, it's a real deal.
Yeah, no, I read a little bit about his run blocking, and what I saw on him on some of his highlights is that he's very his pass. I mean, his run blocking is a top of his class, and his pass blocking is what needs work. But when it comes to the guard position, I mean, it's a completely different position. I don't want to say it's a little bit easier to play, but I don't think Tyler Smith, when the guys are coming at him in a box, it's going to be a lot different than what he had to do playing against speed rushers coming on the outside, trying to grab and hold if he's getting beat, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think a lot of his penalties on the holding plays are going to drop down, in my opinion.
No, for sure. KBG, you got anything to add to that, brother?
No. Yeah, I'm happy with Tyler Smith. I did watch some film on him from his whole college career as a whole, and yeah, him moving left guard is better for him and the team. So, not mad at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Move on to D. Williams. D.E. Williams. That's what he wants to be called. Boys for Life. What was your thoughts? Like, we kind of seen it happening, and I know a lot of people had third round, draft grades on this guy, but the Cowboys seen a second round draft grade. The Cowboys couldn't take that chance picking him at 88. They wanted to get him early there at 56. So, what was your thoughts with D. Williams coming in here and becoming a Cowboy?
For me, like we talked when I was doing my draft show, I wasn't mad at the pick or the person we picked. I was mad because I just wanted someone else. I wanted a DeMarvin Lee because I just like how he played out of A&M. Williams pick, again, taking a step back and looking at it, I mean, he played out of the SEC, and he had basically the same stats as Adrian Hutchinson coming out of Michigan. He went number 2. So I'm excited for this pick. I mean, I was watching some film on him on Twitter with Brian Baldinger doing tape on him, and he is putting some offensive tackles to shame. And I don't want to say names, but Cross and Neal, he was putting some guys on their butts, and Neal is in our division with the Giants. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for him to be a Cowboy. And I know both those guys are going to need some work, but if they pan out, they're going to be some superstars.
No, Craig English hit it right on the head. D. Williams will be a beast. Watch Mike. And Jose said he played in the SEC, got 12.5 sacks. The motor on D. Williams is let me go back. Randy Gregory, the most sacks he's ever got in a single season with the Dallas Cowboys. He did it twice, and that number's 6. If D. Williams can come in here and get 7 sacks his rookie year, you already know that's an upgrade from Randy Gregory. So I think Randy Gregory not taking the contract for the Cowboys was a blessing, because if he didn't, we wouldn't have this type of caliber player on this. Now, he had some sexual battery issues off the field, but those charges were later dropped in 2020, I believe in the month of September. They hold no merit. Those charges didn't. So the off the field issues is not a big deal to me. I like this kid. KPG, do you like the defensive end?
Yes, I've seen the same film that Boyz for Life seen, and he was putting Cross and Neal on their ass, and they were both first-round picks. And he also has more sacks in a singular season than Trevion Walker, who was the number 1 overall pick. He has more sacks in the season than he has his whole career. So, yes, I'm happy. He has a strong board. He played in the SEC, so he played against tough competition. He can also play outside linebacker, but he's going to put his hand in the ground and play DN. So, not mad at it. Not mad at it at all.
No, absolutely. And then this guy to me, our 3rd round pick, Boyz for Life, Jalen Tolbert. the dude, to me, Joe. Oh my goodness, I thought I was on the Frisco report for a second. I called everybody Joe. To me, Boys for Life and KPG, I feel like Justin Tolbert, just with the eye test, is a mixture of CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup in one wide receiver. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're right. And what I like about Tolbert is that he can play every single position at the wide receiver position, and he can be moved around a lot. He's a jack of all trades, and I think this is what Kellen Moore needs. He doesn't need I think this helps. I think it helps. It's going to help Kellen Moore be able to be more versatile and use Tolbert in a different way than what he was able to do with a couple of the other guys. But he does remind me of Gallup being able to go up and get that 50-50 ball, and then with his route running as well. Last year he had, I want to say it was upwards of 1,400 yards last year on the season with 17 yards per reception. So I mean, I'm not saying he's going to fill Amari Cooper's shoes, but if he can play like that in the NFL, I think we got a steal in the draft at number 88.
I think this benefits Dak because Dak needs confidence out there. Amari Cooper went MIA. Let's be serious. We can blame a lot of it. Dak's hesitation, Dak not being the risk quarterback. But I think having a wide receiver when it comes to scramble drills, be as good as Jalen Hurts or CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup, I think that's going to get Dak Prescott in more of a rhythm. And that's what we want. This guy needs to make his money. Marcus Spears said this is the year we have to criticize Dak if you don't play well. You know, you can't go in there and lay the egg. We should have criticized him as a day one starter in the National Football League. He's a year 7 starter. Boys for Life, KPG. We should have held the match to the fire a lot sooner. But Cowboys fans are now starting to wake up. This ain't a Dak Prescott show by any means. But I think Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, hell, even James Washington can come in here and be a good blanket. Along with I know I'm jumping ahead here, but along with the tight end, Jurgens. I think these guys can be really solid blankets for Dak Prescott. KPG, am I wrong?
No, you're not, because we have a good group of receivers, and we have that tight end from Wisconsin who only has 5 career drops. It's old time in Wisconsin.
Say that again.
So only 5 career drops. It's whole career. Wisconsin.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that every time.
So, and he can block too. So
yes, he can. Yes, he can. That's what the Cowboys like.
So, like you said, that's what Dak needs to give him more confidence. Devin Tolbert, go up and get in guy. Like you see, he's a mix of CD and Michael Gallup. And when Michael Gallup being out for that first portion of the season, we're going to need him and James Washington to step up. So it's good for us to get a receiver like him because either go and get in guy, and Gallup's going to be out for like the first maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 into the season. So until Gallup comes back, he can come in and play that Michael Gallup role.
KPG, you hit it right on the head because with Michael Gallup being out, guess who's going to be able to build rapport? Guess who's going to be able to build timing? Guess who's going to be able to, hey, Dak, if this situation happens, I'm going to be here. Hey, Dak Prescott's going to tell Jalen, if this situation's, I want you here. So they're going to be able to get chemistry built early with Michael Gallup being out. So that's a great point, KPG.
Yep. How do y'all feel about the kid from Arkansas, Ridgeway? He's gonna be a rotational piece.
Big boy.
Yes, he is.
Vanilla Gorilla.
Yes. I'm excited about it. I mean, I've been asking for a big body boy in the middle for a long time. I mean, Cowboys Corner, you and I have talked about it before on previous shows about how Rod Marinelli liked those undersized guys in the middle. We finally got what seems like a run stopper, and I'm excited. I cannot wait. And I know I'm not saying he's going to be a starter or a Pro Bowl or anything like that. It's just a big body that I've been asking for so long that a lot of us has, and he's going to be a rotational piece in there, and it's going to be hard to run around. It's going to be hard to run through them, and a lot of guys are going to have to try to run around them, which, NFL is a game of seconds. Running around someone instead of running through someone, it's going to take its time, and it's going to make these, which the Cowboys have a lot of speed on defense. It's going to make a lot of these gaps a lot smaller with Ridgeway in the middle.
I don't need Ridgeway to be a starter. I need Ridgeway to be a rotational piece. I need depth, and that's what I need John Ridgeway to be. We have Quentin Bohanna, Carlos Watkins is back, Oso Digizua. The only thing I need from John Ridgeway his rookie year is to be a solid depth piece. It's what the Cowboys wanted Oso Digizua and Quentin Bohanna to be, because the expectation was Carlos Watkins and Brett Urban, right?
Yeah.
And then so now John Ridgeway can fit that plan that Oso was supposed to be under before Brett Urban got hurt. And if John Ridgeway can be that quality depth behind these guys to stop the run instead of our guys getting gassed, it's going to help this defense and it's going to help the offense, because they're going to get the ball a lot more. KPG.
I totally 100% agree. He's going to be a rotational player. Jerry Jones likes his Arkansas boys. So there's that. And plus, it's a transfer guy. He didn't originally play D-tackle. So for him to just now start to play D-tackle, he's doing good. I don't expect it in his first year, but next year, with him learning under Osiga and all those D-tackles and Tristan Hill and all of them, I feel like next year he can come in and be his sophomore season can come in and explode. But this year, don't expect much. Just expect him to be a rotational player.
100%. 100%. What's the next draft player? Devon. Let's talk about Devon Harper, dude, because this pick to me, I'm gonna be honest. We could talk about Damone Clark later, but he ain't gonna contribute this year. But let's talk about Devon Harper, because when they drafted him, I was like, this might be a special teams piece. I bet he played special teams over there. And I watched the draft call. He didn't talk to Bones Fossil. He talked to Dan Quinn. That was real interesting to me. He's a dynamic special teams player, but you forget sometimes when you're not even thinking about it that Dan Quinn schemes around players' talents. He don't scheme things to be a lame duck like Rod Marinelli. I really think if this guy can show up, play physical in OTAs, rookie mini camps, things of this sort, can show up, Dan Quinn might have a piece for him.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. Dan Quinn, I mean, we saw it last year because you saw Anthony Brown last year, or the way he played last year. He hadn't played like that at all since he's been here, Anthony Brown. And then they schemed around his strengths. I mean, he got some interceptions, played well. So Dan Quinn, if he's able to scheme, which D. Williams was a Dan Quinn pick. I mean, didn't Dan Quinn go out and actually scout him, talk to him? Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like Dan Quinn is having the majority of the say of who's getting drafted on the defense side of the ball. And I like that, because these are the guys that he's going to coach. These are guys that he likes, that he's going to be able to scheme around. And we've already seen it first. We saw it last year with his defense play a lot better than what it has in the past.
KPG.
I really like our depth at linebacker. Because we have Damone Clark. We have this guy. We have Jabril Cox who's coming off an ACL injury. We have LVE. We have Michael Parsons. So this linebacker group is deep. So it's more, like we talked about earlier, more depth. And like you said, they play to their strengths. So he might not get a lot of playing time this year. He might not. Depends on how the Jabril Cox comes back. But I see him on special teams this year. Maybe practice squad. Just depends on, like I said, how LVE does and how Cox comes back from his injury.
No, 100%. And the comment section, Craig English just said it right here. We got Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees on defense. I like the tone they're creating here. Instead of the right kind of guy philosophy, those guys are slowly fading out. The Jason Garrett guys are slowly fading out, and the Dallas Cowboys are getting guys like Kelvin Joseph, are getting guys like D. Williams, getting guys like John Ridgeway, Trayvon Diggs, C.D. Lamb. He could be a little, a little dog in him too, right? So I like the direction the Dallas Cowboys are going with these players, because the right kind of guy stuff, it wasn't working. KPG, what do you think about the direction the Dallas Cowboys are going here with getting some dogs?
I like it because these are guys that want to earn their place. They want to earn that starting spot, and they're here to take it over. These young guys are becoming hungrier, so they want to come in and make an immediate impact. Might not happen the first year, but we've seen where these guys burst off in their second year. Look at Trayvon Diggs. Solid rookie year, but burst off in his second year. Parsons, he had a good year. He had a good rookie year, but watch out for his second year. So these guys that are hungry, they might not show it their first year, but their second year, they might just burst off and be one of the best players on our team. So I like how we got dogs, and I also like the fact that, they might not show it their first year because they're learning under a new system. They're getting their feet wet. And their second year, they always burst off and become something. So I like that we're getting dogs that can get their feet wet their first year, get some game experience, but their second year, they're going to burst off.
Boys for Life, your floor.
Yeah, no. We've been waiting for this transition for a long time. You hit on the head when you said they're drafting more dog guys than the right kind of guys for the Dallas Cowboys, and we're seeing those guys slowly fade out. It seems like we always have those finesse type of players, the guys that come in and show, oh, I got drafted by the Cowboys, I'm a superstar already. I don't see that with this draft class. I see these guys coming in, putting in the work, and earning that respect that needs to be earned. And I am truly happy with what we did in this draft. We got these guys that are come in, and like I said earlier, are going to test our starters this year. They're going to test them out during practice. I saw in the comment section, and you also said there will probably more than likely be fights in training camp this year, just based off the guys that we drafted this year. And that's what I want, because that ignites fires under other people's asses and brings out the best in everyone, and that's what we need.
Yeah, no, Soup Trap hit it right on the head, and I'm trying to find the comment to give credit to. I was replying that yes, there will be fights. I can't remember who I said that to, but anyway, no, Mike McCarthy. As much as I don't like him as a head coach, I do like him as a talent evaluator working on the side of Will McClay. I know Jerry Jones likes to take credit and this, that, and the third, but Mike McCarthy sat down with Will McClay and said, this is what I need. This is what this team is lacking. And the last couple of drafts, they went out and they went to go get it. I mean, look at Oso Digizua. I mean, that guy's an animal, right? He's a dog. He's a very quiet person in person, but you put shoulder pads, you put him in full pads and a helmet, the dude's just a beast. But no, what else we got for the show here? Any more draft picks we could talk about?
Damone Clark. I mean, what he's going to be like if he ggets healthy. I mean, this is the guy that I think that was projected to go in the second round. I mean, he dropped just 50 spot rankings because of his injury.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think this is going to be, if he comes back healthy, comes back 100%. I think this is a guy that's going to be a steal for us.
Yeah, no. with Damone Clark, I think he's going to be red shirt. He won't suit up this year. You won't see him. He's going to be behind the scenes, getting his rehab in, getting stronger, getting faster. I had him as a high second round draft pick. That back fusion surgery. A lot of people want to say, here we go with Jalen Smith again, but I disagree. It's just two different surgeries. Yes, it's involving a back. I get that. But there's no nerve damage. There's no drop foot. He's on pace to be 100%. Someone told me that's 100% in real life, not in football pads. When a doctor tells you you're going to be able to continue to do your job, that tells me you're going to be 100% to do your job, and that's to play football. So, Damone Clark, I think he's going to be a solid piece for this football team. KPG.
Yeah, he'll redshirt this year.
Do you have us in your pocket? I felt like a ping pong ball bouncing around in your pocket.
Yeah. He'll redshirt this year. They were excuse me. They were comparing his stats to Devin Lloyd. He has better stats than Devin Lloyd the last full season he played. So gotta look at that. But yeah, he'll redshirt this year. He won't suit up. Do his rehab. Waiting to see what he does next year. So don't have any comments to say about him. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
And then what about that other kid, that other left tackle that we drafted?
Oh yeah, Waletzko.
Matt,
that's how you say his name.
Okay. It sounds like Wall Let's Go, but it's Waletzko.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big boy too. 6'7", 300 and another 300 plus pounder. I mean, I saw someone in the comment. I think it was Twitter. They were trying to do a hot take saying that he was probably more than likely going to be our left tackle more than Tyler Smith coming, in the future.
I don't see that. Where I see Waletzko is right tackle. This is why I see Josh Ball more of a left tackle than I see Waletzko being a right tackle. Waletzko, I know he's a rookie. He's going to get a lot of reps at that right tackle position. You mark this down. Cowboys Corner told you on 5-5 on Cinco de Mayo that Waletzko is going to be a right tackle in this league. He's going to compete. He's going to compete. Josh Ball, he's going to get, third, fourth string left tackle reps because Tyler Smith is going to play a lot of left guard with the starters. And then when Tyron Smith is out, Tyler Smith is going to go to left tackle. Okay, mark that down. Cowboys Corner told you here first. But I think Matt Waletzko is the size, the strength, and what he plays with. I think he's going to be on the right side.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about Matt Waletzko? Like, what are his strengths? Coming off the side, is it pass blocking? Is it run blocking? Or is it both?
No, I don't know if you guys remember this name. It's a throwback name. His name was Dan Skipper. Do y'all remember Dan Skipper?
No, I don't.
So Dan Skipper was the same exact size as Matt Waletzko, and he just didn't work out. I think he's still in the league. I think he's just with another team. Really didn't follow him much after the Cowboys cut him. But this is like a Dan Skipper, and his strengths. He has good kick out. His length. He knows how to use his side. He can pull when you need him. He can run down the field. He's just a great athlete at that, with that size, with that speed, with that strength. Not a lot of big guys can move like that. He has to treat his body right in the National Football League, or it will break down, i.e. Tyron Smith. So I really think we're going to see. It's a late draft pick, but I think the Cowboys can develop this guy. And I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a run for Terrence Steele's money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah. No, what another one we can talk about that we forgot was a kid out of Fresno State.
Yeah, Deron Bland.
Yeah,
the corner, Deron Bland. What are we looking projecting for him? Is he just going to be a depth guy? Is he gonna be going on special teams? Where do you project him at the beginning of the season?
Deron Bland Depending on what happens with Kelvin Joseph, I think Kelvin Joseph is going to beat out Anthony Brown. Depending on what happened with Kelvin Joseph, with his legal issues pending, I can really see Deron Bland being a number 2 corner in the National Football League, and that's out of Fresno State corner. He has a knack for the football. He almost looks like a safety, but he has speed. I think Deron Bland, given the right opportunities, taking advantage of opportunities, he could easily be our number 2 corner, and I'm not even bullshitting.
Yeah, it all depends on what happens with Kelvin Joseph. Kelvin Joseph gets cleared or gets suspended, I can see Deron Bland being that second corner. But when Joseph comes back from his issues, I can see him being maybe a nickel. So, but special teams, maybe our second corner, like I said, depends on what Kelvin Joseph's charges are pending. So, where he gets clear or not.
Yeah. So let's talk about post draft. We've already talked about what our feelings were after the draft and during the draft. What do y'all see happening in the coming? We only got a couple months till volunteer, or they already have volunteer workouts, OTAs, and then four more months, a couple more months till training camp, and then we have preseason in 3 months? Preseason starts?
Yeah.
August.
Yeah. Dang, we're already in May. So do you see any more, based on what we did in the draft, do you see any more signings coming after the draft? And what position do you think it's gonna happen at?
KPG?
I don't see no more signings as of now. I think we're good where we're at. Yeah, I think we're good where we're at. I don't see any more signings happening.
The Dallas Cowboys, they got to stick with the 90-man roster. Isaac Alacron will be 91. He doesn't count. I really think the 90 that they have now is the 90 they want to stick with rolling into training camp. If the Cowboys, you got to remember, we signed Malik Hooker in training camp. So I don't think the Cowboys will sign anybody until training camp.
Okay. Well, I guess KPG left. I guess.
Well, I think his thigh must have hit. I swear we're in his pocket.
Yeah. But one thing that I mean, you probably know more about that I haven't really looked into. But I need you to tell me about these undrafted free agents that we signed. There's a kid. I forget what his name is, that he chose us over the Eagles.
Yeah,
that they're saying that he's gonna be
Marquise Bell.
He's a steal.
Marquise Bell, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The safety. So
Yeah.
Marquise Bell on my draft board went where he was supposed to go. There's some instincts issues that I have with the kid. And this is the problem with Cowboy fans. They find a player they love and they blow them up. And Marquise Bell, to me, is just one of those names that people liked that probably had high on their draft boards. And, they watch some highlights and they're like, we got to steal. But there's some instincts, some reaction issues. He's a little slow. I don't buy the hype, but where I had him on the board is where he was supposed to be.
KPG?
Are we talking about Marquise Ball, or can I just bring up any player?
Marquise Bell.
Bell, yeah.
I haven't watched much tape on him yet, so I still gotta watch tape on him. So, I don't know much about him. Just let me watch more tape on him and see. He might be, he might be a practice squad player, or he might just be cut and brought back. But I haven't watched much tape on him.
No, for real. But I don't know. I think that would be it for the Boyz Corner today. Boys for Life, you got anything else?
No, man, I ain't got nothing else. I know it was a short show, but I mean, we were just talking about the draft, and we kind of went through everyone. So, yeah, man. I mean, I ain't got nothing else.
KPG, where can they find you, brother?
You can find me on Twitter at KPG 903 TV. Trolling Eagles fans. It's kind of what I do. Because they're annoying. And they just spew bullshit like they're gonna win the division. And they have a better roster than us, which is false. So you can find me there.
All right.
All right, guys.
Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube _ Cowboys Corner on Twitter. That's where you can find me, Boys for Life. Drop yo gangster.
We can always find me here doing the same thing, trolling Eagle fans, talking my mess. It's what I do here on Twitter. I mean, here on YouTube, Boys for Life. On Twitter, you got Boys for Life 04. You got all of our information inside the description. So, guys, hit that like, share, do what you got to do to blow this up. And all right, everyone, that's going to be it for today.
1 second, Cowboys champ. I got graduations on Saturday that I got to attend to, so I don't know if I'll be able to go live on Saturday. But I will get. I'll get your number from DJ, and I'll let you know when I want to go live again, and I'll get you on Cowboys champ.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it. Later, guys.